Hi, loving family. It's Chris here from Rocky Light and
Hi.
Universal Love Ignites.
This is Fiona from AwesomeCreekReiki.com and Universal Love Ignite.
We're so grateful that you could connect with us today. Here we are today out in Port Moody on top of a mountain out in the woods. We have a stream flowing back here. It's a beautiful place to calm your mind and come to peace. So today we want to talk about, you're stuck in your mind, you're stuck in that rat race mind, 40,000 thoughts a day mind, or angry at someone mind, or worrying mind, or you're always stuck in the mouse trap, spins around and around and around and around all day and all day. What's your view on this, Fiona, being stuck in this all day?
It's a way to really not connect, to disconnect with ourselves. So we want to bring ourselves back into a point of alignment with Creator and alignment with ourselves and our path and our soul contracts. And so we need to calm these thoughts, and we need to separate ourselves from this and stand back and just see the big picture and refocus.
A lot of times we've been really, really hurt, or someone, maybe they abused us or took advantage of us, and they hurt our heart so bad that we closed off our heart center. Maybe even to the point where even you thought God hurt you so badly. Maybe you lost someone, siblings, or something happened traumatic in your life where you thought, well, why would God allow this to happen? So you close off your heart center and you end up being in your mind. And this could have been in a past life or even this lifetime. And so it's important that we heal these wounds now. And so we're going to do a light language transmission that will help you to transcend your mind and break free from your ego mind so you can get back to your heart. And at the end, we're going to do like a meditation where we connect back to our heart center and to Creator in mind, and we create a higher mind, a higher subconscious mind, a super subconscious mind, where you start to listen to the words of Creator. So when I'm working with clients, what I'm doing is I'm able to tap into Creator, and I release all ego thoughts because they're negative, they're not loving, they definitely want to put you down and judge other people. But when you listen to Creator, Creator's loving and kinding, and He gives you really sharp, concise information. Sometimes He repeats it 3 times if you ask. But whatever it is, you start to hear it. But it's about being connected to your heart, because a lot of wisdom comes to your heart. I know we talk about Reiki, a huge channel coming down through our top of our head, but there's also a channel that comes through our heart center. And there's a lot of beautiful wisdom here. And a lot of times we close this heart off. So we want to be the Lady of Faith. And basically, the Lady of Faith is she's shield all the rest of her body from other like protective negative possessions and energy. That's like the Creator's shield, but keeps her heart open because that's Creator's heart glowing and shining out and being a beacon of light to everybody. You're not going to close it off anymore. We come here, we learn about joy, some of us learn about pain, whatever it is, whatever happens to you, vulnerable thing that happens to you, we learn to trust again. We learn to open up our heart center today. That's what we're going to do, coming back to our heart, the mind of the heart. So like a little row going woo right to our heart center.
When we open our heart center, we also open ourselves to our intuition and guidance from our higher self, which of course is always connected with Creator. So we always have that potential. We can always tap in anytime we want. And really, we want to be tapped in all the time, because this allows our life to be guided and our hearts to be guided. And remember, we have intelligence in our hearts. We have neurons that actually are so similar to neurons in our brain as well. So there is intelligence in our heart as well. So we need to use this and tap into this potential and use it in our life every day.
So every lifetime you live, this wisdom comes to your heart. You don't have to struggle anymore. It doesn't have to be pain anymore. You don't have to worry anymore. You just have to let go of everything now. And it's like a bulldog running around, or a kid with a paintbrush painting all your house in your house, right? You got to start getting control of this. And we're going to be doing this activation to help you come back to this connection between the ego and the heart, and transcending it. It's a beautiful experience. I really love it. So we're going to be bringing up to some cards. We're going to explain them for you. Or actually, we're going to go into a meditation. Would you like to do a calm meditation first?
All right, we can do that. So we'll start by just taking a few deep breaths in between your normal breathing rhythm. And we're going to focus down into our heart center, because this is where we want to open up and where we want to connect with Creator, with our higher self, with Mother Earth, with our guides, with our spiritual teams. So another deep breath, and feel this as a nurturing, cleansing, and nourishing breath, reaching every cell of your body. And the intention of this is to come into a very calm place. Invite yourself into a very calm space, perhaps your favorite place out in nature somewhere like a beach or the forest. We are in the forest right now. somewhere where you feel safe, in your zone, nurtured, and somewhere where you feel deeply connected to Mother Earth, or Creator, or your high self. Just take a moment to really soak this in. And put your intentional thought into separating yourself from ego thoughts, from negative thoughts. And put your intention towards connection with Gaia, Mother Earth, connection with Creator, connection with higher self, and connection with all other beings, all other organisms on Earth, because we're all connected. And you'll feel yourself more grounded too. If you can do this meditation in nature, so much the better for you. You'll be connected with elementals and the elements. Your senses will be awakened as you smell the sense of nature. You can feel it in your bare feet. Feel fresh air on your skin. Just really enjoy this. Really soak this in. And allow your heart portal, your heart chakra to open and connect. Because we might help you today connect with your star seed heritage, your galactic heritage, which will make you feel so much more grounded. You'll feel self-identity so much stronger. And you'll feel so much more self-confidence in your life as you move forward. And here we can carry on with our...
Oh, that was beautiful. This was one of the main tools I used to quiet my mind, was to spend a lot of time in nature. And I'm talking not just like a 10-minute walk once a week. We're talking like an hour a day, really submerging in nature, diving deep into the nature, like getting right into it and laying in it and being with it. And it starts to cleanse you and purify you. And if you ask the trees to heal you, it will. And calling the elementals to heal you, they will. They have all kinds of little potions and things that are really, really fun to help you quiet your mind. Just work with nature. We're from nature. All our body is nature, right? And so they're willing to work with us and assist us to calm. I see it as like a goblin in our mind that's kind of like you're born, the world takes over. And so it's about getting to calm this thing and it's giving it love and acceptance and acknowledging that it's not going to be banished and vanished. We're just going to transcend it to more of a loving, caring aspect. It's going to be a beautiful experience. So the symbols I want to bring down today, one of them is Uthna. So Uthna, it removes all kinds of implants and sleeper cells and aligns you to your higher aspect of yourself. It allows you to give you clear vision. So sometimes we come with like a sleeper cell that's over our third eye when we come through the Archon belt in here. And so we cannot see anymore and it clouds our vision. So this, by removing this implant, it will allow you to be able to see through the illusions. You'll have mental healing, telepathy, creation, clairvoyance, and abundance, and claircognizance. Will open up these abilities. And also remove any like advertising brainwashing mechanisms that keep you in this state of worry and in the thoughts. And it starts to shield you from free-floating thoughts that are floating around in the air. And it just basically goes right in there and protects any area in here that these free-floating thoughts or damaging thoughts may be at. So it breaks up programmings, limited cultural belief systems that have been going for thousands of years that are embedded, and this is the way it's always been kind of thinking. You know what I mean? Next one we have is Ki. Ki is a beautiful symbol. I work with Archangel Uriel with this one. And Ki goes in there and it just eliminates all these negative thoughts. It just kind of, like maybe a process over like 30 days when it's integrated into you, but it starts showing you these negative thoughts. And so what I like to do is I like to get a journal. And I like to journal like throughout the day the thoughts that I think are negative, that are down, that make me lower my vibration, that make me feel ill about other people, whatever it is, the anger or worry. And I like to write them down. At the end of the day, I like to put them up to Creator and say, Creator, how can I change this? For example, say, oh, I'm broke and I'm not worth anything. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you can say, I'm rediscovering myself. You know what I mean? You could change the wording around this and rewrite the program. So I say discrete, eliminate, and then we put in the new program for you. And Creator will work with you with this, okay? So breaks up all kind of fear-based thoughts too as well. Like there's thousands of years of fear-based thoughts. They've used this for manipulation and control on you and the entire world. You could look at a variety of things that are going on in the world with war and the Twin Towers and things that are used for fear-based things. such as vaccines and more outbreaks and da-da-da, to keep you under control, right? That's all it is, just a prisoner. Really, a lot of us are. Or if it's about coming back to freeing ourselves and coming back to our heart. We don't need to be sovereign and governed and stay up in this ego-based, fear-based, lower conscious mind anymore. We can transcend out of this, okay? So it's a beautiful way of, and what I find really important is filtering your thoughts. Is it necessary? Is it important? Is it going to hurt the person when you're saying something too, if you're coming in your thoughts? Just want to make sure you're filtering through this as well. It'll help you decipher which thoughts and what are important to say to people. There's some mosquitoes out there and they seem to be buzzing around me. They like me. I'm trying not to be damaged because they could be little fairies.
But words are important. Language is important too, right?
It is very,
powerful.
very important. Then what comes up is neuro. And so what neuro does, it's going to balance the brain chemistry. It's going to realign your neurons. It's going to increase your memory, clear receptors, and clear tags on the receptors. So at the end of the receptors, sometimes there can be little implants and things that are not firing correctly, and they can keep the negative thought trapped in. So this is going to rewire your neuron and synapses in your brain as well to more positive thoughts. So when you think of positive thought, a new neuron will be connected, and it's going to disconnect all these negative neuron pathways. So this one is Morwa. Will unplug you from lifetimes of ego control. And so for me personally, I've learned that the ego we've had for many lifetimes until we learn to conquer this ego or work with this ego or realign with this ego, like soul contract with this one, to transcend it. And it can take multiple lifetimes, especially if you've been hurt. If you've been really, really badly hurt in a past lifetime, it could be a long time before you want to get back to your heart center, right? How could someone do that to me? Another one is Xing. Xing eliminates free-floating thoughts. So for example, if you're having surgery or you're in a car accident and maybe the doctor says you're not going to make it, so you heard this thought and it went into your subconscious mind and your whole life you're going to not be well because you think you're not going to make it, or you were drunk or passed out and someone said some bad things to you while you're drunk or passed out, or this thing where sometimes they're pinned down your bed at nighttime and you can't, you can just open your eyes, you can't move, I think like paralysis or something. It happens by these negative entities and they whisper things inside of you, and these are free-floating thoughts and they do a lot of damage to you. So this will eliminate these free-floating thoughts that are inside of your brain and your aura and chakras and whole connection tubes. This one is Wits. Wits is all about balancing the left and right brain hemispheres and also balancing and realigning the feminine and male aspect of our bodies as well. It just brings you more into a total body of alignment with your whole being. Like a lot of us are just up here. That's it. We aren't even down here. You know what I mean? Some people don't even know they have an injury now. Oh, I'm hurting. Oh, something's going on here. There's too much up here. So another here we have here is Shitnia. It's like the flower of soul growth. So this one's going to allow us to come back to our heart and to our inner child and soul growth. And I'll be doing a meditation at the end to connecting us to that. And then we're going to be tapping into Mu. And Mu, of course, is all about opening up the heart center. Forgiveness, and love, and healing all the portals. Those are the symbols that I'll be bringing down when we do the light language transmission. I'll be passing you over to Fiona now.
Thanks, Chris. They're really beautiful symbols. So I'll be starting off with Eshpole, and this one is about calling in your guardians and having protection around you as you integrate these activations that we're doing for you today. Ulukai is our deep connection to Gaia. It will just activate, perhaps also help to activate the Earth Star chakra that connects us to Gaia, because that's really important to be super grounded, you know, when we integrating all these changes, and this is happening faster and faster, I think, for people on humanity right now. So we really want to be grounded, very well grounded. We have Bruch, and that's again grounding and release of pain. So we can't integrate anything more, we can't make changes unless we get rid of pain. If we're hungry or we're in pain, or some of our survival instincts are kind of fighting us, you know, we'll be too much focused on that in order to integrate anything new. So we have to satisfy our needs, our basic survival needs first before we can do anything else. I have Tokoshna. This might be familiar to you. This is new beginnings. So it will help you transition your energies, to integrate them, and to just turn a new page, start a new chapter in your life perhaps. We have Fern, and this again helps us release anything that no longer serves our higher purpose. I have Kadestri, which is the fountain of joy and happiness. and laughter and love, and just kind of a childlike approach to life. I have fish, and this connects our heart pieces together. So it helps bring any broken fragments or any missing fragments of our heart when we've gone through some trauma. Perhaps it was relationship based. We can actually literally in our energetic form have a broken heart, and we can lose pieces of our heart. Even when we visit places, we fall in love with a city that we visited, or we went on holiday and we had a wonderful time somewhere, we almost leave part of our heart there. And so we want to bring this back. We want our power back. So we want to be centered and complete and whole. I have what's called the Trinity Triangle, and this connects us to our galactic heritage and our connection with divine. I have one called Oblesh, and this is about again our shared DNA, our shared ancestry, our galactic heritage, and we want to be able to connect with our the Masters of Light and our starseed heritage, because this is a way that we will waken up, and humanity needs to waken up and see what's going on around us and how we've been exploited and we've been beaten down and oppressed and controlled in so many different ways, and even poisoned. And you know, our rights to fertility and reproduction have been taken away from us in some countries. You know, vaccinations have been a source of a lot of toxins, actually, and you can read the ingredients list and see for yourself what is being put in to your arm every time you have a shot. So we want to be awakened, we want to be aware, we want to have knowledge and react or move forward from a center of power and a center of wisdom and knowledge, so that we can make the best decision for ourselves and for our families in our life. The next one is called and it lifts our consciousness to positive thoughts. And this is actually quite a beautiful symbol here, because it can be multiplied many times over. So all the thoughts that we have, you know, and our brain, like Chris is saying earlier, you know, we can have all these free-floating thoughts. We can have our mind churning over and over things, our doubts, our fears, our regrets, disappointments, bitterness, all these negative things. They can really start to make like a little cloud over our head. And what we want to do is lift that into positivity, into higher consciousness, into peace, and something that's grounding and empowering for us. Moving on to Kilentu. This also helps to govern our thoughts to be more positive, and it gives our thoughts always an aspect of peace and compassion. And this we can also project, it will help us project this onto our leaders in our community or at any level, any hierarchy. When we think of our political leaders, whether they're federal, provincial, municipal, local, whether it's teachers at school, youth leaders, it doesn't matter what capacity. If we vision our leaders as being strong, as informed, as empowered, as impassioned, as on their true path, and as genuine, loving, amazing leaders in our community, then that energy is going to go towards them in a loving and positive way, and it's going to influence them in a positive way, and that's going to help the whole community. And if we can just project these thoughts out as peace and compassion and strong, informed leadership, then we can make transformations in our own community. The next one is called Veep, and it's about infinite compassion and universal love. So again, it's about opening our heart portal and our heart chakra, and self-love and connectivity with our higher self and the divine. The next one is Unity, and of course, as as it says, we're talking about the global unity, all right? We're talking about connecting with all of humanity and even across the whole universe, if that is our design and intention and part of our soul path. We then talking about tolerance. We're talking about compassion and understanding and unconditional love for all people around us, all humanity, all beings. And this helps with unity. Unity is strength. I have pedestry, and this is about self-love, because we can't really be loving others around us unless we have self-love. And self-love also means accepting the shadow part of ourselves. And once we bring the shadow part of ourselves into light, we look at it and we're not ignoring it. We take it into our hands intentionally, and in our imagination we can take it into our hands and we can bring light and love towards that shadow side. And once there's light there, the darkness starts to dissipate. So let's empower ourselves by doing that. Instead of shutting it out, closing the door on that negative side of ourselves, let's say, I embrace all of you. Healing is about loving all aspects of ourselves, or all aspects of Gaia, or wherever we direct our thoughts. So that includes our shadow side. So take it, embrace it all, love it all, and bringing it into love and light is going to lift it. It's going to shed that veil. It's going to shed that negativity. And once our angels and guides see what our intention is, and once we call them in for help, the whole process is so much easier. It's more rapid, it's more loving. We have connections with other people, and we're going to radiate out these amazing vibrations, and that's going to attract more and more people and support around us to continue on our higher path. Another one I have is Ong, and this one is communication with our light beings. So connecting with masters of light, our galactic heritage. And that's really important for many of us, because some of us are holding the torch for others, helping awaken others, and that can be sometimes a challenge. It can be very challenging, and there are times when we think we can't go another step further. But awakening this and making that connection, we will gain support. We garner more support for ourselves and connection through the community. I have Core, which is once more a step towards the dawn of the new you, gathering forces around us, gathering protection, gathering support. I have Wusha, which is expressing our true heritage, divine love, our soul path, and our full potential. All right, so this is about going beyond our fear, going beyond self-consciousness, and being true to ourselves, saying, I know where I stand on earth right now. I know my soul path, and this is where I'm going to travel. And you will be inspiration for others around you who want to do that, but perhaps they're holding back, they're a little bit afraid. They just need to see that one person to give them the inspiration, to take that first step. And you'll be surprised once you do take that first step how many join you and how quickly that process happens. Because manifestation of our thoughts and dreams happens so fast now.
It does. Our thoughts create our reality. So watch every thought you think. And if you do think a negative thought, ask your angels to delete that negative thought. Be very careful of what you're thinking and what's sending out to the universe, because it comes right back to you.
The turnaround is so fast with that. So yeah, like Chris says, watch your thoughts. Make sure they're as positive as they can be. And if you catch one that goes out, you say, cancel that, please. Angels, please help me. Lift me up to a high vibration. Lift my thoughts higher. And let my every action and every word be coming from a point of unconditional love. Unconditional love. And that's how you're going to change the world. You are going to change the world.
So let's mention, I want to bring in that one. I'll post it on that little picture after, but Anthea, I'm going to bring in Anthea as well. That one's about angels raise your vibration, because it goes perfect with what you're just saying right there. It'll help us from us in a happy, joyous state.
The next one is about healing the inner child. And for many of us, we've had traumas in the past. We've had traumas as children in past lives. And it's really hard sometimes to just let that go and process that and realize that that was part of our learning process, and be able to step forward and step beyond those thoughts and what's happened to us, and use that as being empowering, in that it says, this is how I've built myself up. I have learned from that experience. I have taken it on. I've brought it into the light and transformed it into something beautiful, and that connects all of us, because many of us have gone through many similar traumas. The next one is called Ipilan. You might have seen this one before, and it's about breathing in basically the breath of God. We are wanting to nurture ourselves with every breath. We are doing a big activation today, Chris and I, with all these symbols, and it's really important just to breathe through that. Breathe through that. Let that transform us from every molecule of breath and air that goes into our body. Just really see it as the spark of the divine on every single molecule that comes into our lungs and touches every cell of our body. We are transforming ourselves every moment with our thoughts, with our emotions that go out into the universe, because our emotions are also energy. Our emotions are not just kept in our aura or auric space. They do go out into the universe. They do go out and touch people and nature, and wherever our thoughts as well are directed. So it's important to really breathe through that and realize, because when we breathe slowly, we also we ground ourselves, and it's a time to just, when we take a breath, we can also change our thoughts. So making sure that we're sending out the thoughts and emotions that are positive, uplifting, and put us on our high purpose. Finally, I have Rekte Tushai, and this one just helps us integrate everything that we've brought to you today in terms of the activations and the symbols. So any DNA changes, any thought pattern changes, we want to be able to integrate everything with ease and grace. We don't want any of you to go through a process of cleansing and anything that is of great discomfort to you. We want that process to be ease in to your life, in a process that's individual to you.
Okay, so here we go. The time we're waiting for is the activation to transcend the mind back into the heart. What a beautiful experience it's going to be. When it happened to me, I was in nothing but joy and gratitude a few months later when the mind started being quiet. I was like, what's going on here? You start to wonder, what am I going to do with all this free time now? You spend a lot of time in your mind all day, hours in your mind, and all of a sudden you're not there all the time. You're like, oh, I got this time to do things. So that's when you start creating. You start hearing from creator to create. So I hope that you enjoy this light language transmission from Fiona, myself, and even Fender's around here and the elementals. Fender's my dog, and we have some beautiful angels and guides around us right now to assist with this, and the family of light. Many blessings, dear one, and I hope you enjoy this activation.
Blessings to you.
So this one, Kiandra, Kiananawata. So we're just going to bring down all the symbols kind of one. There's a lot to discuss, so we're going to draw a few. We're going to bring most of them down. They're already here in the space. Just be open to receive them. Just say yes. Yes to receiving these symbols. Yes for this transformation with ease and grace with Creator. And Yangawa. Chunsutukuna na astia. Ushchana ukunama. Untala namu. Chandala wetsiana. Chintkun.
Hikutolai ishanakitara kaite eta. Nocha.
Non sahata. Nantakan untu hosta nindere kanyandro. Nukuwanam andra. Sienta kanana atata. So we're going to imagine now taking a journey, and you're journeying down to your heart now. You're journeying down, you're walking down these staircases into your heart. And you're opening the door in your heart. You're going to walk into your heart there. And again, you're going to be connecting with your heart. And over here, there's another door. I want you to walk over to this door. This door right here is your inner child. I want you to walk over there with your heart, holding hand in heart with your heart. And you're connected with your inner child. And I want you to go back up again into another heart space. Up here again into our higher heart here. Where we're going to connect to Creator. We're going to remove all these blocks now, these programs, and this limited-based, fear-based thoughts. Kunantuwata! Shantakanyata!
Eprushana ke toshkele ke senikita ke huta.
Nyan siata na kiana na ostia na kianamo.
Fula shnika tere ke senikioka. Kiratai. Muan tekeshikiatiki. Niktula shinira tekieta.
Nandayatana. Connect to earth. Be well grounded in earth. Connect deeply in earth. Feel the swirl of energy swirling through you. Nu kawana andana shtiandro kawana nana. Still spinning counterclockwise. It's still spinning, just removing this stuff. Nanda andiana kianana. So I choose to let it go. If it's serving in any way, these negative thoughts, release them now. Let them go to the light. Say, go to the emotional reasons for this now and say, these do not serve me anymore, these negative thoughts. Release them now. Let them go.
They are not serving a high purpose. I release them. I release
them now.
Consciousness.
Tap back into your heart center. Live in your heart. Create that triangle trilogy of creator, your heart and you and all this, and combine it now.
A new alignment, a new life, a new chapter for you today. New energies. Breathing new life into a new path.
Wow. It's a very powerful energy indeed. I hope that you will benefit from that. You'll get what you ask or need or desire from Creator from that. It's between you and Creator, this thing, okay? So.
And there's no coincidence that you're watching this. This is for you.
Yes.
So take it in, release what you need to release. Be honest with yourself. And enjoy it.
And get out in nature. Calm your mind, clean yourself off, right? Woo! Many
It's
blessings,
so beautiful.
Beautiful souls, and thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
In the woods. Over and out, Universal Love Ignites, Meraki Light.
MussumCreekReiki.com, Universal Love Ignite.
Many blessings, beautiful souls. Mu, andiatara, niense kianana, ukuwan shat siendra.